Hey, how are you tonight? I'm so happy to be here once again. Today's Wednesday, and it's a really chilly day where I live. Gray, dark, about 3 o'clock. Anyway, how are you guys doing? I'm so happy to see you. Let me just see. Yep, there we go. I'm on, and how are you? Peggy Williamson here with Craft and Create by Peggy, independent designer for Chalk Couture. So look what we're going to do. We are going to take one of these flip boards and we're going to have a little bit of fun with this. I probably got this, I don't know, maybe last year. I'm not sure. But this is a flip board. And it turns over so you can do either side. So let's take it out of the package so I can show you. And it's really kind of fun. And I had it, and I was going to do it before, and I just kept putting it off and putting it off, and you know, kind of just having more stash in the stash, right? Because that's what we do. We like our stashes. So anyway, it just sits up like this, and it's a shelf sitter. So it's really, really cool, and it turns over, and sure. Anyway, you can do both sides, okay? So tonight, I think we'll just do one side, just because, you know, time, I don't want you to be bored. But anyway, it is one of our boards, and so it's got this really nice you know, background, couture board. The only thing you have to be real careful is it's tippy even when it's flat, okay? So I thought about maybe sticking a piece of paper towel in there, keeping it a little bit straight because, you know, I might have a blonde moment or something. Anyway, let's see. Let's see if that'll help. Yeah, that kind of helps. It helps a little. Really not on both sides, so let's try putting one on the other side. I think I had a little bit in my gold paste. Yeah, let's just do that. That'll keep it a little more sturdy, okay? So, can you all see that good? I just sturdied it up a little bit so that as you're putting your transfer on there, it'll be awesome. Okay, so look. I am so excited. Look what we're going to do. This is so fun. I just love it, and I love it when we have our C and bigger sizes, so that you can have different things. You can do more than one. I've chosen to do Jolly or Holly Jolly. I guess I can read that backwards. Holly Jolly tonight, and on the other side I could do one of the others. However, since we're still in fall, if you wanted to do something for fall on the other side, that would be really, really cool. So let's get going. Let's get the fuzzing cloth out. And so we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we're going to open up our transfer. And I'm going to cut it. I'm not going to leave it one piece. So again, we're just going to open this up. Just like always, directions are on the back. Save your package, please. Because that helps you to store your transfer, and your transfer can at least be used up to, you know, like 10 or 12 times for sure. But, you know, I've been known to use mine for about 30 times, and I just be really careful when I'm washing. So let's just cut it around your white strip there. Some of you know about the little white strip here that separates everything. But just a reminder. And then just cut down there. And some people are perfect about cutting right to the edges, and then other people just cut however they feel. And you can do whatever you want. You just need to remember that you're the one going to put it in. Hi, Miss Brenda. I'm so happy you're here. Thanks for hopping on. I'm cutting my straight line, so if I smile or talk too much, I'll cut it crooked. Of course, no one else does that, I know. But anyway, how are you? How's your weather where you live? Okay, so we have that cut out. I'm just going to set that aside because I won't be using anything tonight. Okay, so now we have this all cut out. If you so desire, you can write on the back. And I like to sometimes, or I just like put a little X, or I'll put Holly Jolly on there. And that way I know which one's the top. Because sometimes if I'm doing big projects, I'll take it off and then I'll go to put it back on and go, oops, which one is which, you know, that kind of thing. So, yeah. So just put it on here and do a little fuzzing. This has a lot of white, so we're going to use, the colors we're going to use tonight are Forest and Jolene. So last live I did green and red too, but I guess I'm kind of in a red and a green mode. So, yeah. Ooh, it's, oh, you're in Arizona? Oh, I'm so jealous. I used to live in Arizona. I lived in Arizona in Phoenix for almost 2 years, not quite. And then I moved back to Oregon, and then I came back home. This is my home here, but yeah, I liked it. It was a little you know, hot there. I was not used to some of that heat, but I sure liked it. I had a great time. I worked in a beauty salon, and then I worked in a mall. I worked in Tower Plaza over on the east side, and then I worked at Fantastic Sands. I was a manager, and I drove all over. I lived on the east side for a while, and then I moved over to the west side, and I worked in a store. It's been a long time ago, okay? So I'm probably a lot older than you, Brenda. But they had what they called the Federated Group, and I worked there when I didn't do hair. It was the only time in my whole life that I didn't do hair, is when I lived in Phoenix. Yeah, the year I was there, which since then, of course, it was 126 degrees while we were there. And yeah, that was a little bit gnarly, I must say. I was a little younger then, so it was a little easier. And believe it or not, I didn't even have air conditioning in my car. And oh my gosh, I know, it was really crazy, but you can do a lot of things when you're a kid, right? So, anyway, it's so fun to have some great memories. We went on, I'm sorry to be I talk too much, Brenda. When I worked at Federated Group, we all got together, and there were 52 people that worked at that particular store. And we all got together, and there was about 28 of us that took a horse ride at night up Pinnacle Peak, and we had they cooked our food in a covered wagon when we got there over a fire. We had steak and beans, and oh my gosh, that was so beautiful to look down over the city. Oh, it was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So I am going to check out, my forest is too dry. Well, I guess I'll have to use Scout. I'll just have to go back, and you can tell I haven't done Christmas for about a year, right? I'll just use Scout. It's shiny. Okay, I got Scout. I was going to go with something a little bit darker, but I am in a glittery mood, so, hey. Yeah, it was really fun. Oh, you're on the west side too? Yeah. I was on Lawrence Road and 43rd. I can't exactly remember my, I was on 43rd Avenue, and there was a couple of bars on the corner. I'm definitely sure that they're not there anymore. But, it was really fun. And I was young and dumb. I didn't have any kids, So, anyway, we're going to use a little bit of Scout here. Scout's one of our colors of the month. And I do like it because it's really shimmery. If you don't have any Scout, that's just really sad. I wish I had Forest that was not all dried up. Anyway, I was going to use Forest, but we're going to use just a little bit of Scout here. And I'm going to put that on the Holly because Holly is usually green. So we're just going to go with it like we have any good sense. And now I've talked and told you everything. Yeah. I liked it there because my town is really small here. Oh, yeah, 43rd and, oh, yeah. I pretty much, now I will say also too that, Brenda, after I moved away, they changed all the freeways around, so I'm probably not even aware of how the freeways go now. But I worked at 60, 68, 69 Bethany Home Road in a hair salon, you know, on the west side there, and right close to Glendale. And that was my favorite salon because they were, you know, like they were regular owners. They were just like me, you know, moved there, lived there for a while. And actually, when I moved back to Washington State, they moved to Portland. So yeah, it was, I was really lucky. I had a great time though. I was not, I had no idea what life was like in a big city at all. But it was fun. I enjoyed all the nightlife, and I got to go to Las Vegas. I went to Las Vegas at 1 o'clock in the morning on a bus for $5, you know, with a bunch of people, and we had a blast. We just had a really good time. So young and dumb, young and dumb. Anyway, it is what it is. So let's grab out the gold. I have a little bit of gold here I want to use on. Let's get my bigger squeegee here. I grab one. Here we go. No, that's not it either. Okay, grab my little one. I didn't. I'm talking too much. See, that's what happens when you talk too much. Well, we'll just grab this one and we'll open it, okay? So we're just going to grab one of these little, this is stir stick and a squeegee on one end, and it's a little bit smaller. And I'm going to do a couple of these little stars and twinkles on here and some gold. So this is really just kind of a little quick fun. I just wanted to really show the cool surface, because it just turns and flips over, and I like things that you can put up and then use the other side for something else. So that's my gig, I guess. But anyway, let's see. Madeline Maddie lives in Arizona too. She's a designer. She just moved to a new area, and you know what? I'll be darned. I can't tell you where it is, but they just got their house built. Beautiful new home. And I met her at Leadership. It was so fun. So, yeah. Okay, now I'm going to peel and pull this up. Take a little bit and grab a little more here. Probably didn't push it through enough. And so if it doesn't lay right when you're going through, just go back as you're going and push that back through, okay? That looks great. Oh yeah, that looks so good. Isn't that pretty? I do like this Scout. I really do. I don't know. Here, pull that forward just a little bit more. There we go. Okay. We'll just dry that just a little bit. Just a little bit, and we're going to push that J down, and then we're just going to drop that. Okay, now I'm going to get out my Jolene, and I know, yes, I love Scout. Scout is just, it is so shimmery. No glitter though, no glitter. Now Jolene has some glitter. Did you get in on the Jolene? It is so pretty. They also have Jolene, of course, in the ink too. You probably knew that, but boy, that's a hard one to resist. Look at that. Look at that beautiful, beautiful. Oh, can you see that glitter in there? I don't know if my camera's picking that up, but gosh, gosh, gosh. This whole thing would have been really pretty in this color too, but I don't know. I was just feeling like I was going to kind of just do a little bit of both, because I don't know, mixing it up is kind of fun. So then, and you know, put the gold in there. I find if I talk too much, I go over my stars and everything else. Imagine that. Chatty Cathy, Messy Marvin. Messy Marvin's my first and foremost. We still have quite a few relatives that live in Arizona. I've never gone back though after I moved away. I have 6 kids and I have 8 kids, but I have 2 stepdaughters, so I have 8 actually, and my son has 1, so I've got 3 stepkids, and he lives in Florida, so the other kids live near here. So Brenda, what have you been making? You know, you can share too. I'd like to see what you're doing. All right, so we got that all nicely covered, I believe. I'm just checking to make sure I got all my white spots there. My gold seems to be a little bit thin, so I kind of had to go back over a little bit. Let's wipe that off. Okay, let's get some of this gold and get my other little stars here. I feel like I've really bent your ear tonight. Sorry about that. Oh, you've been organizing your craft room? Oh, yeah. I have to organize mine all the time. I'm going to tell you what, I am the sloppiest. And I go find things that I want to try or do. And guess what? Before you know it, I'm full once again. You guys, oh my goodness, this is so pretty. Look at, I'm going to turn this around so you can see. Look, I'm so happy with the colors. Actually, I'm pretty happy about using this lighter green. I hope that just kind of, yeah, it started to look like a hoarder's room. Yeah, that's what mine looks like too. I got a new shelf so I can make room, so I could see what I have. Anyway, oh, that's awesome. I can so relate to that. So look how pretty that is. Isn't that just gorgeous? And remember, you know, you just flip this over and do the other side. I think that is so cool. So cool. So I don't always like to have real plain things, but this board is a little plainer than what I'm used to. So I'm just going to embellish just a tiny bit before I keep you on here too long. This is kind of a nice short version of, I was going to do something really intense, and my day's been kind of a weird day here, so I thought, I better not get too intense. This is just so pretty, and the colors are gorgeous. You know, if you gave this for a yes, isn't that red it's so deep and so pretty. The red's just really gorgeous. So because I tend to stick my fingers in everything, I am going to dry this just a little bit before we get going on the edges. I'd really like to embellish it a little bit differently than what I am tonight, but since the board flips over, you know, that really wouldn't work very well to embellish anything too high, or bows or ribbons or anything like that. So I was gonna, but I thought, no, I'll make a mess. I'll definitely make a mess. So I like to take my wet wipe and I like to just dip it into my gold, and then I just like to go around the edge like this. And this is the nicest, easiest, quickest way to make your projects look just like you just made it happen. And then you don't have to have a paintbrush. You can just throw this in the trash and you are golden. So this works really good. Some of my gold is pretty thin. It's actually too thin. I don't even know how that happened. But if there's a will, there's a way. And if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. So it's been about 45 degrees here. It's pretty cold and it's dark and dreary. And I get kind of sad this time of year because I have horses. And so I like to not only craft, but I like to go ride my horse. But it's always dark when I get home.